In order for you to understand why we chose to work with Rape Crisis Scotland, we decided that everyone should create a short clip video where you would then be able to understand what Rape Crisis Scotland means to each of us.
They help so many people in a variety of different ways. They provide free and confidential advice and support to victims of abuse 7 days a week on their helplines. I know that this charity will have impacted upon the lives of many people, and it will continue to do so in the future. For this reason, anything that I can do to support this charity, even if it's just simply to raise awareness, I endeavour to do so. They press for legal change, and what's more, they provide advice and support to people at a time where they may need it the most. Even during these uncertain times where we face a global pandemic, the charity continues to work hard to provide advice and support to people who may face lockdown with abusers. If you want to find out anything else about our charity, they've got lots of information available on their website.
There are numerous reasons, I suppose, for each of us why we all wanted to find out more about Rape Crisis Scotland and try and raise awareness for them. Initially, our plan was to do a sponsored walk, but obviously due to unforeseen circumstances that was no longer possible. However, I think raising awareness about this charity and the incredible work that they do to help not only survivors of sexual violence but also survivors' family and friends, I think is incredible. They offer so much information about the symptoms, things that people can things that survivors of sexual violence can go through, and without the vital information that they provide, I think it would be a lot more difficult to move on and support someone through any experience of sexual violence they may have. Personally, two people who are very close to me have had experiences of sexual violence, and one of them managed to access support through Rape Crisis Scotland, which really helped them dramatically. They had counselling, they also made use of their helpline, and it was a really difficult time for them. But also because I was very close to this person, the advice and the information they had on their website was of a lot of use to me. And it's kind of for that reason that I was fortunate enough to be in a position to know that this information was available, but some people don't. So raising more awareness about the support they do is something that was deemed important to me, and I think my team would share the same view. So it's for this reason that I think working with Rape Crisis Scotland was a really important thing for us to do, not only for our uni careers but also for ourselves to find out our own information and to lead it kind of independently to figure out how is best to help them. And for us, we saw at the moment it was to raise awareness for them.
For me, it was really important to work closely with Rape Crisis Scotland to not only create awareness, but I was really, really passionate about trying to create funds so that we could help a beneficiary. I think that nowadays you're always seeing in the news or in the media on different social media pages big high skill celebrities, or even like recently we've had politicians who are being accused of sexual misconduct. And it's so important that these brave victims who come out and reveal their story, that they are given the guidance, that they're given support, and they're also given different methods of coping, because it must just be unimaginable. It just must be extremely traumatic to be not just physically but also mentally put through something like that. And then they need to be given the correct support and guidance, and Rape Crisis do all of that. And I really hope that even if it's just one person, that we've impacted their knowledge of Rape Crisis Scotland, and also that if they ever had a family member or friend, or even, God forbid, themselves, that they know the different support networks which are available to them.
So one of the main reasons why I'm supporting the work of Rape Crisis Scotland is because they discuss an extremely important issue that's relevant to so many people in today's world. I believe it's essential to make people aware of the support, help and advice available. This is so true for our own generation, as many people fail to seek the help they need as they're unaware of the charity and what they can do to help. I feel that it's also important to highlight the fact that charity helps both men and women, as this tragedy can affect both genders. Rape Crisis Scotland provide free confidential support to victims of abuse 7 days a week on their helpline. There's also lots of support, information and advice available on their website and their social media channels too. This charity's already had an unbelievable impact on so many people's lives, and it's for this reason why I'm working to support the charity to allow them to continue doing amazing work and help those who need it the most.
Firstly, I believe that this is a huge issue relevant in society today, as it can be seen covered in the news or even stories on social media. An example of this recently has been the Alex Salmond sexual assault case. Rape Crisis Scotland also has had a hugely positive impact on a number of different people's lives who have faced any kind of sexual assault, by providing advice and striving for change legally. And for this reason, my group and I are passionate about raising awareness and funds for this cause by doing a sponsored walk up Conic Hill. However, due to the coronavirus outbreak, we have not been able to carry out our walk. Rape Crisis Scotland throughout this time have been continuing to work hard on their phone lines, helping those who need them as much as they can. And for this reason, we are all determined still to raise awareness for Rape Crisis Scotland in order to show people where they can find help during this pandemic, as people will be stuck in households and could be facing domestic abuse or other kinds of sexual assault. In addition to this, we'll also be raising awareness for after the pandemic. For anyone that needs help, they will know where they can find it.
So with rape and sexual assault, the victims tend to feel frightened and or ashamed about what's happened to them. Therefore, they're quite hesitant to talk to friends and family members because they're worried about the reactions they could get. But with Rape Crisis Scotland, they provide help and advice to the people that are affected, and all information exchanged is completely confidential. They're a completely selfless organisation and they only aim to help those affected. They actually mention on their website that 1 in 3 women worldwide have experienced either physical and or sexual abuse or assault, and that is scary to think about. But not only that, they also help males as well as females. So they offer so many different services. It's absolutely amazing what they do for these people. So our group's original idea was to raise awareness and money for Rape Crisis Scotland through a sponsored walk up Conic Hill. However, due to the coronavirus, that's just not possible anymore, unfortunately. However, in our group, we still want to raise awareness through the power of social media, just because it's such an incredible organisation and I think it deserves so much more credit than what it gets.